Hello, my name is Frank Silverman, the Executive Director of the Martial Arts Industry Association, and today on Business is Business, I'm going to talk to you about preparing for summer. Now, truth is, we should have been preparing for summer probably starting way back in February, perhaps even January, but we got plenty of time, or at least we're going to make some time. So I've come up with 6 quick tips, and what I've learned through consulting through the years is if I make the big list with 25 different things, people don't take any of them and implement them. But if I keep the list kind of small, some things I think are really important, things that we got to do, I think we end up getting some of those accomplished. So here's my big hit list. Number 1, upgrade now. If you have a program where you have upgrades, anybody who is expiring between today, whenever you're watching this, between today and the end of summer, or maybe even into September, depending when your summer ends, you need to get upgraded or do whatever it takes to make sure their membership does not expire during those months. Typically, if somebody's membership expires June 15th, they're going to say, I have a big vacation coming up in July. Let me just put my membership on hold or I'll stop. So that being said, whatever it takes to get an upgrade or an extension of an agreement or to keep people training through the summer and not have the ability to just stop, we need to do that today. Number 2, camps. I think everybody should be doing camps in their school. Now, you might not want to do a full-blown camp where they go fishing and swimming, but surely you can do real martial arts related camps. By the way, all camps are good, but at minimum, let's have some type of camp, even if it's just a half-day camp where we charge a premium for doing extra martial arts training. Consider camps for adults and children. You can do a weekend camp where the adults come just as easily as you can do a day camp for children. Keep it age sensitive. Try not to have the 4-year-olds with the 14-year-olds. Try and keep it relative to their age, even if it means having multiple camps. Next, lots of events. The key is not to get 100% of the people to participate in one event in June or July. It's to get as big of a percent as possible to participate in as many events as possible. Because the truth is, you can't get 100% of your school to participate in any one thing. So if you have lots of events scattered through the summer where people can invite their friends and family, you'll get participation through the course of summer. And that's key. Students that attend and participate in events will not drop out as quickly anyway, and maybe not even stop at all during the summer. Next, if you allow students to wear t-shirts, let them get involved. Maybe have a design a t-shirt contest, and that's the t-shirt you get to wear in June. And maybe the runner-up prize or a second prize is you design a t-shirt for July. We do this in Orlando specifically because honestly it's just too hot to train in a full-blown uniform. So we make students wear their pants, their gi pants, belt, and a t-shirt. So consider for sure allowing t-shirts during the summer months where maybe the AC can't keep up with the heat, and by having the t-shirt and allowing students to help have a design contest, that actually will increase the excitement and students purchasing the t-shirts. Next, post your close dates. If you're going to be closed during 4th of July time, maybe you're going to the Martial Arts Super Show, make sure you post that so students have the opportunity to make up when they want to or when's acceptable for you to allow them to make up. Give students plenty of notice about actually closing dates during the summer. Next, have a postcard contest where anytime anybody goes on vacation, they mail you a postcard. And then at your back to school party, you will actually draw a winner, just a random winner or a few random winners for anybody who mailed you a postcard. Here's why that's important. Students that go out of town and mail you a postcard are very excited to come see their postcard hanging somewhere in the school. So make sure you hang up the postcards, and then they'll be excited to come to the back to school party at the end of summer where maybe they're going to win some private lessons or whatever prizes you might give. The reason this is neat is because the first step to not being a student is not attending class. When students go on vacation, they're obviously not attending class. This is an added reason for them to come back. They mailed their instructor a postcard, it's hanging on the bulletin board, or it's hanging wherever. You can even make a special bulletin board just for postcards when students are out of town, and then when they come back, they'll want to see it. So those are the quick tips for preparing for summer. I hope that helps. I hope you're able to implement all of them.